Let me get Mr. Kapur in. Kapur, a very different question. I want the professor also to respond. Are quarterly pressure conforming to regulatory standards killing the entrepreneur's risk-taking ability?
You know, I think I would say that maybe in the beginning, see, we are in India at least, we are now starting to think of it, and most companies are worried as to how would it get implemented, and there would be a whole host of compliance activities which would come quarter on quarter. But frankly, you know, there's that saying that brakes in a car are actually not to stop the car but to make it go faster, and I would look at it in this way. It's only that first we need, once we start implementing this, our risk-taking ability, which is absolutely critical for an entrepreneur, would become more transparent and clear. So compliance, like I said, is just one part of it. And I think if we put the right framework, the right structure, get the right experts in place, that would be pretty much taken care of. I think what would be more important is the risk-taking ability which would come out of those discussions, or that what could go wrong culture in an organization which would help an entrepreneur go further.
Let me get the academic view.
Theoretically, it's true, because we're talking about short-term profitability versus long-term sustainability, and we're expecting too much from one person to deliver. So we want the CEO to also do compliance, we want him to innovate, we also want him to do different things so that the top line grows. So probably there's a right thought that, you know, you have a separate set of people who would be just taking care of the compliance and the risk part of it, and let one set of individuals keep constantly innovating how to grow the market. And that's what in Apple they have done it successfully. You have a separate team which is going to just talk about what new can happen, and many times it's also about timing. It's not that the smartphone or the touchscreen technology was not there. In '97, we did have Palm Top and all that, but it didn't pick up. But the environment now is such that you have huge connectivity. Everyone, the ecosystem is created. So it also helps many times if a company is ahead of time, then also, you know, people might say that it's too conservative. And but all it is trying to do is protect its shareholders, you know, wealth. But then probably people would not agree with it.
Sanjay, what are the key mistakes made by executives in identification of risk?
You know, I feel very bad about it when there are known risks and people have not, you know, given adequate, you know, importance to it. Unknown risks, we all don't know, you know, so we can all be absolved of it. Tomorrow there's a meteorite striking us, nobody would be blamed for it. But what we could get blamed for is things which you are aware of and which you should have taken action either to mitigate it or prevent it, spread the risk culture and all of that. Because to me the biggest important thing, Jivaasha said, risk and reputation go together. You know, you can't see it in isolation. If you're not managing your risk, you not only will you have business sustainability issues, but you have issues around reputation, around quality. So it's a core, you know, it's the core of the business. You know, you can't really ignore it. And people who have ignored it have paid it, you know, paid through it either on sustainability front, either on reputation front, or some other front. But the underlying reason is because they ignored risk. That's the reason why I, you know, brought in the airline industry. Ultimately, you can't ignore safety. If you want, you know, the Concorde to fly, you have to look at safety.
Should risk management be integrated with CEO's vision and plan? 30 seconds.
I mean, it's such a subject close to my heart. It's a definite thing. The day this is done, all organizations will notice the difference. We do it to a great extent. And it should be forming part of the annual business plan. It should be forming part of all strategic planning. And organizations will see the difference if they integrate this and not look at it as a cost center. Yes, it should form an integral part of a CEO's vision and his annual business plan.
Okay.
For me, just the one-line answer to that. You know, as in the organization tomorrow, you know, the CEO will be the chief risk officer. Yeah. He has to, you know, become the chief risk officer.
Professor?
Yeah, not only operational risk, which traditionally CEO would be definitely ensuring, but also strategic risk is what a CEO should ensure for.
Okay, Mr. Kapur, final word to you.
No, absolutely. I completely agree and echo the same sentiment that risks should be part of the business strategy. They should be part of the overall business plan. One should look at it from a perspective preventive risks which can be prevented, risks which are strategic in nature, risks which are unpredictable. So there has to be that leeway for risks which are unpredictable as well. But surely it has to be part of the overall organization planning process at the highest level for it to be effective.
Well, there is a unanimity that corporate risk management should be integrated with the CEO's vision and plan. Gentlemen, thanks for being on the show. It was a pleasure talking to you.